Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mr. Glassman's voice. I hope you're having a really great week. I'd also like to say just once again how impressed I was with each and every one of your presentations last week um, during our evening session. Today's video is going to be about getting you ready for Demo Day, which, as you all know, is coming up in 4 weeks on May 15th. Now, we have a great deal of work to do. Each and every one of you knows where your priorities need to be, but I want to reiterate your advisors, your board member mentors are here to help you. And you should be meeting with them not only during our scheduled office hours, but during other times that you're free, before work, before school, after school. Give them a call, set up a Skype session, set up a Google Talk session. The only way that you're going to be successful over the next 4 weeks is if you're thinking about your venture not only during office hours, but also outside of office hours. Now, I'm keeping this video as short as I can on purpose. I'm going to give you a general outline of what your demo day presentation could and should start to look like. And then we really want you to sit with your mentors and advisors and teachers to make sure that your presentation is right for your venture. There's no one way to pitch your venture on demo day. It really depends on how best to represent the work you've done. But there are some core parts to a pitch that everyone in the audience is going to be looking for, and that's really what I'm going to walk you through today, the common guidelines and best practices to follow. So again, take this outline, interact with your mentor. They will help you. Let's dive right in. You're going to want to start with a cover slide with your logo. The purpose of the presentation, a lot of times you'll see investor presentation or demo day presentation here, for example. Include your slogan if you like it, and if you'd like, include the name of the person that's presenting or the group that's presenting, and their titles, which is something you may want to start thinking about. Are you the president and CEO? Are you the founder? Something like that. Next slide. This is the elevator pitch slide. Take a look at your unique selling proposition for this. This is a brief one-liner that describes what is your business, what is the core problem your customers face, and what is the solution that you're providing. And if you can do this using graphics, pictures, even better. In my opinion, the less words that you use on your demo day presentation, the more that the subject is in your brain and you're presenting it rather than just reading it off the slide, the more effective your presentation is. So keep that in mind throughout developing this deck. Then you'll want to talk about your team. Here's another tip. Take a look at the the strengths from your SWOT analysis for this. The core team, if that's just you or if it's a small group, list them with photos, but also include your mentors. Talk about the relevant experience for each member of the team, the education. For most of you, that'll be your time at SCH. And don't do sentences for this, just one, or maybe 2 or 3 key bullet points per person. What you're really trying to get at with this slide is you're the right team who can execute the business plan because what? What makes your team right for this opportunity? Speaking of opportunity, the next slide should be about the market opportunity. What is the market you're targeting? Describe it. How big is it? Is it growing or shrinking? Hopefully it's growing. How much money is in the market? Who is your target customer and what are the needs of that target customer? And as we've been talking about for the past week, you're going to want to use data, statistics, and research to support these assertions. For the last couple of weeks, it was okay for you just to take guesses, but now you need to be doing the research to back up everything you're saying because there are going to be questions about every part of your presentation during demo day. Next slide is about the market problem and what the current solutions are. What you want to do with this slide is clearly show the pain that this problem is causing your target customer. And you also want to show why the current solutions in the market aren't working for that customer. You're solving a big need here, and there's a big opportunity. What you want to do is take a look at that competitive analysis work you did, and also the opportunity section of your SWOT analysis. You want to make this problem seem as large as possible because that means there's a big opportunity for your business to be successful. Now we get into the meat of it. This is where you start to talk about your solution. You want to show and tell this in 1 to 5 slides. Listen, if you can do a live demonstration of your product or service, That's an excellent way to tackle this. For those of you building an app, that's going to be your user experience design. For those of you with a physical product, hopefully we'll have a prototype for you to show. But the best way to tackle this is to tell a story about a future customer or an example of a current customer. When they wake up and go to work, they encounter this problem, and currently they solve it like this, and with your product, they're going to solve it like this. You really want the people in the audience to understand who that customer is and put themselves in their shoes. One tip is to make sure that this demonstration communicates what we call the core values of your solution. Is it better? Is it faster? Is it more economical than the other solutions? Be sure to dive into that. Then you want to present your supporting data, anything that proves or supports your key assumptions. Most of you are working on this during this week, actually. So this can be market data, it can be survey results, focus group results, it can be prototype testing results. This is where you want to start to show that work. The next slide, and this is going to be optional for some of you, but for others it'll be a good fit, is the market fit and the competitive analysis, which is some work you did earlier. How do you fit into the market? Who are your direct competitors? Who are your indirect competitors? This is another opportunity where you might want to work with diagrams or charts. The sample I put up here is what's called a feature list comparison. So you would list all your competitors along the far left-hand column, list the features along the top, and then show how your company has all the features while your competitors only have a few of them. That's one way to make yourself stand out from your competitors. Now we get into some of the work that you're really going to have to focus on with your mentors over the next 3 weeks. The revenue model. How do you make money? What's your pricing? How did you arrive at that figure? Again, do you have the data to support that your customers will pay that much? This is where you're proving that your business is financially viable. And then you're going to take that revenue model and you're going to tie it into the business model. The revenues, which is what you make, versus the expenses, what you spend. If possible, this would be the opportunity where you show the audience how big you project this business to be in a year, 3 years, 5 years. But if you put this information on the slide, be prepared to support those assumptions. And again, your mentors can help you with that work. And then finally, the ask. Do you need funding, introductions, other resources? What is the end goal of your presentation? If the answer is funding, then this slide should include what's called sources and uses, essentially what you're going to use the funding for. Sales and marketing, prototyping, hiring employees. For those of you that are doing not-for-profits, is it for fundraising? You need to be very clear with this and very clear that every dollar that's funded to you, you're going to use it in this way. Make sure that you give a lot of thought to that. And then your closing slide, your logo, a link to your website, any questions, and your contact information, your name and email address. Each of you are going to have about 15 minutes for your presentation. That's going to include questions. So make sure you rehearse, and make sure you're succinct and straightforward. Some of the most successful companies in the world, companies that have billions and billions of dollars, started at this very step with a pitch deck to a venture capitalist. Do a little Googling, do a little searching. Try to find examples of what Facebook used, or Airbnb used, or Yahoo used, or Amazon used when they initially pitched their business model. That'll help you. And Mr. Greenberg and I will send you some examples as well. Again, as always, you can email me with any questions you have, eglassman@sch.org. I look forward to working with you over the next couple of weeks, and I know you're each going to do a great job during demo day. Thank you.